Good afternoon. I'm George Latimer, Westchester County Executive, and I'm here in the village of Pelham with Pelham Mayor Michael Volpe, with Pelham Police Chief Joseph Benefico, with our County Legislator Terry Clemons, and with George Figueredo, the restaurant manager here at Jordan Hall 10803, which, if you don't know, is the zip code for Pelham. And we're here with George as our host because he has taken the effort to reach out to our first responders here in Pelham. You see behind me members of both the police and the fire department, and he has gone out of his way, as people of Pelham do, to recognize these brave men and women who protect us, and here in Pelham to open up the doors of his restaurant to have them come in and be part of the family, which is a very generous thing and a very wonderful thing to do. We all across Westchester, not just in Pelham, we have great respect for what our first responders do. Here in Pelham, you have a very unique community. As I have gotten to know it over a little bit of time, Mayor Volpe and his team has a very close-knit, almost a family sense in the police and the fire departments, much more than a department of a government. And the gentlemen behind me know the community closely. The community knows them, and that is a particularly wonderful part of this community and much of what Westchester County is. We'll have a few other comments in a second, but first, because she's on a bit of a time constraint, County Legislator Terry Clemons, and then the Mayor Volpe.
I'm very happy to be here today. My name is Terry Clemons. I'm a county legislator for this district. I am honored. In my own family, I have some firefighters. I have two cousins that are firefighters in New Rochelle. My own family, I've had a police officer is a captain in Chicago, so I know how important it is and the dedication that the first responders have, and I am absolutely thrilled to be able to represent these brave men and women, and I want to congratulate the owner for doing this for them, and I want to thank Mayor Volpe for supporting the first responders in a very family-like way and making sure that they are supported as they support the community. Thank you so much.
Next speaker is the mayor of the village, Mike Volpe, and Mike is a fighter for his community. We interacted with each other a couple of months ago when Con Edison went through the big crisis in March, and nobody worked harder for his community than Mayor Volpe did for Pelham. So we're happy that you're inviting all of us here in your beautiful community. Mr. Mayor?
So thank you, George. Thank you for being here. And George, thank you for this. I want to make clear what this is. As I understand it, you're offering a 20% discount.
Every Sunday night for all first responders throughout the county.
Okay, let's be clear on that. So these first responders will be here Sunday night for a 20% discount, but this is open to first responders throughout the county, and George and the owners here are proud to offer that given the service that these men and women provide to their communities. So we'd love to see you all here. The weather's going to be great Sunday night, I promise. There's plenty of parking, and thank you very much, George. It's a wonderful thing to do. And thank you to these guys. We actually had a call across the street while this event was going on, so thank you.
Next to say a few words is the Pelham Police Chief, Joe Benefico.
Thank you, Mr. Latimer, Mayor Volpe. All too often, people forget that our first responders are out there 7 days a week, 365 days a year, doing their job, and they really don't ask for anything special. So it's nice and much appreciated when a program such as this comes along as a way to say thank you to our police, fire, and EMS personnel for their long hours and their hard work. I'd like to thank the owners, Chris and Guy, and their families, George, and the staff at Jordan Hall for this program and bringing it to Pelham. Thank you very much.
And now the restaurant manager, George Figueredo.
The owners and myself would just like to thank all the first responders. I'm sitting here about a block away from a firehouse, a block north of the police station, and I don't think enough of us take into consideration what they're facing every time they go flying by to go try to protect or do their job. And I just feel that it's important that we recognize it. I don't think we do it often enough, and that's why we put this program together, and we hope to be able to give them some good memories because they've helped a lot of people. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
First responders move toward a crisis, and most of us as civilians move away from a crisis. So what Jordan Hall 10803 has done is invited all the first responders to respond first to this very good offer to come, bring your families, your girlfriends, your wives.
No pressure.
No pressure. But to really let the community say thank you for the job you've done here, and by extension, the first responders all across Westchester County, which is an extremely generous offer. When I was driving over here, I came up to the police car that blocked off the street because there were fire trucks responding to an issue. And my instinct was not to try to get around the barrier, but to pull the car over, park out of the way, because professionals are there to do their jobs. Police professionals, fire professionals. And I think those of us who are civilians owe a debt of gratitude and respect to these men for what they do every day and to work with them as closely as possible. I don't know if any of the firefighters or police want to say a few words. This is probably the hardest part of your job, but you're welcome to share a few thoughts if you like. Are we good? Please, go ahead, Lieutenant.
On behalf of the Pelham Police Department and the law enforcement community, really thank you for everything you're doing for us. It's truly appreciated. Thank you.
If any members of the press have any questions, probably not for me, but for these brave folks and for these generous folks, we won't take general questions, but we'll stop and you can do one-on-one interviews, which is probably what the real story is. So thank you very much. George, thank you very much. It's a pleasure. And Mr. Mayor, hope every trip to Pelham will be a pleasant one.
It's nice to have you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Gentlemen, thank you.